The History of Bohemia.
Bohemia, originally called Bohemia, was the land in Eastern Europe inhabited by a Celtic tribe. When the Slavic tribes moved in and conquered, a tribe called the Boii took over Bohemia. The Slavic tribes were known for their farming expertise and loved to keep bees.
In the old country, my ancestors, they liked to keep the bees in back of the house. And one day, my grandmother, she went to back of the house and she found that the bees were all dead. So that was when she decided to come to America to grow more bees.
In the 9th century, the first Bohemian dynasty was established by a peasant named Przemysl. However, Bohemia was still under the reign of the Moravian Empire until the late 800s. While under the Moravian rule, Christianity was made known to the Bohemians. By 950 AD, Bohemia belonged to the Holy Roman Empire. Bohemians were still fighting, though, and fought their way to freedom by defeating and acquiring the neighboring lands of Moravia. In 1031, however, Bohemia and Moravia joined forces and became the Czech Crown lands. Bohemia began to flourish as the 1100s rolled in. Towns grew and silver was mined as a commodity.
By the mid-1200s, Bohemia had reached a golden age with Ottokar II, who was able to bring the nation to its largest extent until Rudolf I of Habsburg defeated Ottokar II. The reign of Charles IV as Holy Roman Emperor brought on a golden age for the Czech Crown lands, as Prague became the capital of his empire and also one of the largest and most important cities in Europe. Charles IV was also known for issuing the Golden Bull of Sicily, which affirmed the independence of the Bohemian kingdom. In 1618, the 30 Years' War devastated most of Central Europe, including the Czech Crown lands. The economy was shattered and a third of the population was lost. Because of this tragedy, the Imperial Austrian army was able to conquer the Czech estates at the Battle of Bílahora.
In 1633, the first Bohemian came to America. His name was Augustin Erman, and he traveled to get away from the harsh Austrian rule. Erman's arrival to the Promised Land led to a wave of Bohemian immigrants, many of whom moved into the Midwest. Back in Bohemia, Empress Maria Theresa came to power Austria, relaxing the harsh rule over the Czechs. In 1781, the Patent of Tolerance was issued, allowing religious tolerance. Bohemians were slowly gaining more freedom from oppression as newspapers were published and education was compulsory. By the 1790s, Czech music, language, and culture was brought back fully.
In 1867, the Austrian Empire split into the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the Czech Crown lands were once again ruled by a harsh Austrian Empire. Once again, there was a mass emigration of Slavic people into America and Canada, but also Australia, parts of Europe, and South America.
On June 28, 1914, World War I began with the assassination of the Imperial to the successor of the Austro-Hungarian throne. By 1918, the Czechoslovakian state was founded by President T.J. Masaryk.
By September of 1938, World War II was in full swing, as Nazi Germany was trying to secure as much land as possible. In order to secure Bohemia and Sudetenland in general, the Munich Agreement was brought to the Eastern Europeans.
In September 1938 of the Second World War, the Allied forces committed a huge faux pas. Czechoslovakian land suffered a great blow at the whim of the Allies and Nazi Germany. All their land was handed over to them. To this day, the Munich Agreement is considered a huge wartime travesty because of the abuse of power. Czechoslovakian lands, clearly the victim, were nothing but an expendable pawn.
By the end of the Second World War, Czechoslovakia was able to liberate itself from Nazi Germany in 1945.
In February of 1948, the Czechoslovak Communist Party seized the government, led by Alexander Dubček. The Communist Party dominated until 1977, when Charter 77 was published, demanding human rights and the right to play rock music.
Sitä nyt tarvitaan, mä huudan sos. Olen niin onneton, taas mun nainen jättänyt on.
In 1989, the Velvet Revolution occurred.
The Velvet Revolution was a stepping stone, an example for the whole world. It symbolized a non-violent transition between governments, from a communist regime to a democratic republic. The revolution was led by Václav Havel, who would become the president of the Czech and Slovak Federated Republic.
In November of 1989, the the Velvet Revolution occurred. In June of 1990, the first democratic election was held since 1946, marking the nation's slow recovery from communism.
In 1993, the Czech and Slovak Federated Republic peacefully split into the Czech Republic and Slovak Republic in what was known as the Velvet Divorce. The Czech Republic joined NATO in April of 1999 to guarantee their future freedom and to finally secure their independence.
I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the man?